All right, everyone, what I'm about to show you is one of the most powerful, bang for your buck stretch and mobility sequences that I've ever been taught, and it is absolutely the most effective thing that I've taught to my own clients over the last, well, since 2006, when I learned it from Ann and Chris Frederick from the Stretch to Win Institute. And it's called the Core 4 Matrix. It's so powerful because it addresses the common restricted areas on the body that almost every human being deals with, right? We are a seated population. Most of us have really tight restricted hip flexors, tight pec minor, right? Internally rotated shoulders from sitting at a desk all day, stuck in hip flexion, right? Weak glutes, weak lower back, tight lats, okay? This sequence tackles everything. And I see it helping most of the people that I give it to, helps with low back pain. It just always happens where somebody says, wow, it's amazing, my low back pain has gone away. Just from this sequence. I have stories upon stories from people that have eliminated their lower back pain, like chronic lower back pain. Nothing else changed but this one sequence. So I want you to add this to your toolbox. If you're dealing with low back pain or you'd like to prevent low back pain from happening in the first place, I want you to add this to your toolbox. It's going to be very beneficial, okay? It's going to start right here with a hip flexor stretch, all right? We're going to do side view. I want your toes engaged through the floor. You're at a 90-degree angle with the lead and back leg, okay? I want you to tuck your hips underneath you, almost giving yourself a hollow body type of posture, kind of rounded back, hollow body. Tuck the pelvis underneath you right here. Squeeze the glute. I'm squeezing my left glute right now, which is really gonna enhance the stretch on the front of my left leg right here, okay? Now I'm gonna take my left arm to my left ear, and I'm gonna increase that stretch by leaning to my right. This whole line right here is being opened up from the front of the hip up to the lat, all the way up to my wrist. So I'm leaning to my right. So hang out in here. Don't be afraid to kind of shift around. I call it going fishing. You're kind of looking for some discomfort, not going into pain, but don't be afraid to kind of shift and play. And with angles, find some discomfort. Find a little bit of restriction, okay? You're gonna find it, go looking around. But don't go into pain, don't go too far, okay? So now you're gonna do the same thing on the other side, okay? From that, you're now gonna go to the ground on your butt, okay? My feet are about a little bit more than hip width apart, and I'm gonna do something we call windshield wipers, or a Shin Box Switch. And I'm gonna go back and forth. So this is internal, external rotation at the hip, and we all need more hip mobility. It's designed for hip mobility. Your hips crave mobility. And if they don't have mobility, they will look elsewhere to get it. And most likely it's at the knee or the lower back. So a lot of times this movement all by itself can help people with lower back that suffer from lower back pain and knee pain, okay? So now I'm gonna pick a side. I'm gonna go in to my right, 90-90 stretch or pigeon pose, modified pigeon. And I'm gonna lean into my shin. I'm gonna lean in, hinging over into my shin, into my knee. I'm just gonna kind of hang out in here. I like longer type static stretching. If you really want to make change, if you're dealing with pain, you need to sit in stretches a little longer, upwards of 2 to 5 minutes, right? So don't be afraid to hang out watching TV and just kind of melt into some new range of motion in whatever you need help with, okay? So I'm gonna hang out in here, shift weight side to side. I'm going fishing, I'm looking for some restriction, I'm looking for some tightness. And now I'm gonna walk to my knee. Now my trunk is over top of my knee, and I'm gonna hinge and lean in to my knee. Changing angles. Now I'm gonna take both hands and incrementally walk to my right. I'm gonna change my angle a little bit. I'm gonna start to walk both hands on the outside of my right knee. I'm winding things up. I'm getting a nice big stretch on my left side right here, on this quadricep hip side. So I'm gonna walk. When I feel my first restriction, where I can feel a nice big stretch, I'm gonna drop to my right elbow and open up my left arm. So now I'm getting the pec the upper back, the shoulders, the front portion of my chest, my arm, my wrist. I'm playing with my wrist here. So I'm really opening up, not only my hip flexor on my left leg, but my chest and my arm. Now I'm gonna take my arm to my ear. I'm reaching for the wall over here. I'm actively pressing through the floor. So I want you to have some intention in this stretch. Be in the moment. Be intent with this stretch. So I'm taking my arm to my ear, which opens up my lat and my rib cage. Okay? Now I'm gonna go back to the floor. I'm gonna increase the rotation a little bit more. So walk a little bit more to the right with your right elbow and open up again. Now I'm gonna play with my arm over here. Play with the wrist, play with the arm, play with angles. I'm shifting. I'm going fishing. I'm looking for some tightness, looking for some restriction. Hang out in here. I'm gonna go one more time to the right. Walk to the right and open up that chest again. Chest is up, actively pressing through the floor with your right elbow. Go fishing with that left arm. Now I'm gonna go to the ear. Big reach for the ear. Active press through the elbow. Okay, now I'm gonna take my left arm and swoop to the other side. I'm gonna go back into some windshield wipers. And I'm gonna go to the left side. Let's do it together. I'm rolling over to the left. Open up that right leg. Chest is up. I'm gonna hinge in to my left shin. Hang out in here. Shift your weight. Go fishing. Play with some angles. You don't have to go into pain, but you should have a little discomfort. Hang out. Watch some TV. Take your mind off of it. Use commercials. Shift. I can tell you right now, this is the one thing without changing anything else will have the biggest impact on your low back pain, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. It's just that bang for your buck. Not always, but most of the time, I've seen just incredible results with this protocol, okay? Now I'm leaning into the knee, shifting. I'm going from the shin, and now I'm changing my trunk angle over the knee. Hang out in here, shift, play, go fishing. Okay, I'm hanging out. Okay, now I'm gonna start walking both hands to the left. Now, a common mistake made here is either not going far enough initially, right? You're starting here, there's no stretch. So I wanna make sure you guys are actively kind of walking, find your first restriction, and then drop to your elbow. So a common mistake made is not getting the first stretch, or I see this, going way too far, too fast, and then you have nowhere to go. So let's make sure you're kind of just walking incrementally into it. Now I feel my first big stretch right over here on my leg. I'm gonna drop to my left elbow, open chest, hang out, press through left elbow. I'm going fishing, wrist, arm, angles. Now I'm going to the ear, armpit. Open that armpit, that rib cage, take it back to the ground. I'm gonna walk one more time to the left. Open up again, chest is up. Active press through the elbow. Go fishing, play. Look for some discomfort. Arm to the ear, big reach. One more time, final rotation. Opening, chest is up. Active press through the elbow. I'm going fishing, wrist, arm. Take it to the ear, big reach. Boom, swoop back around, and you can never go wrong adding some extra windshield wipers. We need more hip mobility. That way the lower back doesn't have to compensate. That way the knees don't have to compensate. They're not built for mobility. Your hips need more mobility, all right? So there you have it. The Core 4 Matrix, been teaching it since 2006 for a reason. It helps people, it changes people's lives, and it will change yours too. So put it into action. I'll see you soon.